Okay, looks like we are live now. Um, I'm probably going to be the only one. Uh, I'll be talking to myself for a while, but that's okay. Let me turn off my phone, or at least put it on silent. So, my name is Sheila McKenna. I am the founder of Push Factor, and I'm wishing everybody a happy new year. I hope you all your year has started well. It's very unfortunate what happened in my country with the bombings that occurred, and my condolences and prayers go out to everybody who was affected. It was an extremely unfortunate thing, but um, and it's so sad that it happened at the beginning of the year. It's absolutely tragic, but the hope is that we can find strength from this and keep moving, because it's really, really essential for us to keep going and to not be discouraged and deterred, and all these things that all these forces against us are trying to do. We are never going to cower, never. So, having said that, I just want to get into the topic that I want to talk about today, which is how to improve your self-esteem after 35. 35 had been a very important year for me. It felt like everything was going to change. There was going to be some really, really major shifts in my life, because I don't know, there's just something about getting older, just become more and more sure of yourself. But even if you're getting more and more sure of yourself, you are lulling yourself into more and more of a sense of comfort, because by this time you're already established in your career, you're probably already established in a relationship, you have a spouse, or you have children. There's a routine that you have been going through for years and years and years. So your identity is already solid by the time you're 35 years old. And the thing about that is that it's very easy to find yourself in a place where you're stuck, because you're moving in the same patterns. You know exactly how to get to work. The times that you get to work, the times you get home, you know exactly what you're going to be doing with your weekends. You know who you're going to be spending it with. You have got very specific routines that you go through. And the thing about that is we find ourselves forgetting ourselves. We don't really know who we are anymore, because we have allowed ourselves to follow the same pattern over and over. So we are on complete autopilot. So there are many, I call them background applications, running at the back of our minds, and we have no idea what exactly they are doing. We have no idea that there are anger issues that we need to resolve, or there are things in our past that we need to deal with if we are going to lead healthy, meaningful lives. We have no idea that it's very important to move out of your comfort zone, stuff like that I want to talk about. But that's the thing about living a pre-organized life, if you will. You already know who you are. You already know what you're capable of. You already know what your future is going to look like. At least that's what you think you know. And the one thing that I realized is that there's something about this age and the peers in my life. A lot of us are in a place where we're just stuck and we're wondering, I want to change. There are certain things in my life that I want to change, but what are they? You have no idea what they are. It also, I don't know if, I hope that I'm not just talking. I hope that I'm not just talking and this thing isn't on. But I'll do it anyway. I'll keep talking and keep the faith that, the microphone is working. So having said that, there are a lot of us who are encountering depression, anxiety, major stress, because we have been following the same path for so long, and we've beaten that same path for so long that we know it's like using the same tools over and over again. They're getting rusty. They're no longer as sharp as they used to be, but they're all we know. That's the only thing we know. So we're not going to do anything to change them. But that's the reason why I wanted to talk about why it is important for us to make certain changes in our lives if we are going to become all we can possibly be. I'm not talking about like greatness or anything like far out there. I'm just talking about things that we can do right now in our lives that can actually improve them. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was getting out of your comfort zone. I believe that after 35, I don't have to be the one to believe it. It's a general fact that we just get to a certain age where it's the same thing, right? Same routines, same stuff. But if you get stuck in this same routine over and over again, you start wondering, my God, is this it? Is this all that I was meant for? And even when you ask that question, you may not necessarily be willing to do anything about it for fear that if you do attempt to make certain changes, that it may upset this little, social and emotional and mental ecosystem that you have built. Because it may not be working, but it's all you know. So when you start picking apart at it, everything might fall apart. Then what? But here's the thing. In order to find who you really are capable of being in order to move to the next level, it's very important to start, for all of us, to start moving out of our comfort zone. It's important for us to start doing things that make us a little uncomfortable. All of these routines that we keep doing over and over again, is there nothing extra that you can add that can actually build a skill that you have right now? Is there something that you can do? Maybe some sacrifices you can make. You don't have to watch all that TV. You don't have to indulge in the same food that's literally poisoning your body. There are certain things that we can deliberately do to lead better and more conscious lives. So moving out of our comfort zone, doing things that we don't usually do, disrupting our daily patterns now and again, here and there. I'm not talking about big things. I'm just talking about things that, when you do them, they will add dividends. It's like compound interest. If you decide today that you are going to start walking more, maybe that's going to be your form of exercise, you're going to walk more, and you start increasing the level of your fitness routine, you start incorporating more things. So I walk, yes, but I'm going to do some cardio during the week. And after a month, you start seeing changes, you start feeling better, you're drinking more water, you're becoming more conscious about the things you're eating. And even your friends start noticing these differences in your life. Isn't that worth pursuing? Because as the cliche says, the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a result, you're never ever going to achieve, and that's me included. I'm never going to achieve any of the results that I want if I keep doing the same things over and over. I read a quote today that said that um, every new level of my life requires a new me. Every new phase will require a new me to really crush it, to get it done. So I can't have the mentality of a 25-year-old at 35. So that's the first quote. The second one, not quote, sorry, the first point. The second point is finalizing unresolved past issues. Now, there could be somebody that you need to forgive right now, and you've pushed it at the back of your mind because you have gone through some really difficult experiences growing up. Somebody may have hurt you physically, emotionally, mentally, and it has stuck with you. You may not realize it, but those painful experiences, they are like I said, background apps. You know, when you're using your phone and you get an alert that there are some background apps that are eating up your battery? Well, there are some unresolved issues in your life that are eating up your self-esteem. They are depleting your sense of self. They are making you defeated. The constant anger is breaking you down slowly. It's breaking down your body. And it's very, very important to start looking into that, to start making it a conscious thing. If it means going for therapy, then do it. If you're not comfortable talking to somebody on a professional level that you may not know, then talk to somebody who is a confidant in your life, somebody who truly cares about you and has your best interests at heart. Because keeping that stuff inside, it's not worth it. Imagine all these amazing relationships that you can have. Even right now with the people that you have, imagine how much deeper those relationships can be if you decide to set free this feeling, this unresolved pain and anger and bitterness that you're going through. Because trust me when I tell you that those issues are a barricade from having a real relationship with anybody in your life. Anybody that you consider close to you is not getting the best of you because of those things that you have chosen to keep deep within your soul. It's time to bring it out. It's time to finally shed light on them and start healing. Because it's only after that, it's only when you start healing that things will actually start getting better for you. So the third point for improving your self-esteem after 35 is reevaluating your relationships. You know, after 35, you are probably hanging around the same people that you have known for a really long time. But the question is, what are they doing for you? And I don't mean that in a man, it's a problem with live TV. With live video, you can't edit anything. I don't mean that in a selfish way or in a self-serving way. I actually wonder whether the people that are in your life that get to spend so much of your time, they get a lot of real estate as far as your time is concerned. Are they adding real value? Are they cheering you on? Are they encouraging you? Are they bringing positivity to your life? Are they doing and being meaningful friends, family members, colleagues? Okay, so sometimes colleagues. With colleagues, you don't have much of a choice. But those individuals who you choose to have in your life, are they adding real value? And if they aren't, those who aren't shouldn't be in your life. And those who have to be, like family members or colleagues, then it's important to spend as little time with them as possible. And when it comes to colleagues, it brings me to the next point, which is career stagnation. If you're in a place right now where you have been doing the same things and you feel overlooked and you feel like there isn't much that is happening for you on a job level, and you're like me, 39, turning 40 soon, and you're in this place where you just feel like, man, I have been working in this place for 10, 15 years, and or 8 years, or however long, and I've reached the glass ceiling. I don't know what to do. And you just feel like this place is just sucking the life and the air out of you. And you know that you can do better with your time. You know that there are other opportunities that you can put your real passion into. But because you have this job, and I understand that when you have a job, you have obligations. You have certain things that you need to do. You have bills to pay, you have a family to look after. But my question to you is, how long are you going to disown yourself for the sake of this paycheck? How long are you going to allow yourself to die slowly? I was telling my sister that there comes a certain time in our lives when it's really, really important to say, you know what, I have to make a change. Like for me personally, I'm headed into my 40s. And I know that if I'm going to live that life the way I want to, there are certain changes that I need to make now. There are certain things that I need to do today in order for my future self to say, you know what, thank you. Thank you for taking that risk. Thank you for making those changes, because now we are leading the kind of lives, or we are leading the kind of life that we always envisioned. So it's going to require courage. All the things I've said to you, getting out of your comfort zone, finalizing unresolved issues and forgiving and letting go, reevaluating your relationships, being in a stagnant career. It is important for you to understand that it's going to take a lot of courage. It's going to take a lot of risking losing friends, risking going off the road. And who wants to go off road when we are at the age we're in? But having said that, I don't want you to be, in your late 80s telling yourself, there are certain things that I wish that I did. There are certain things that I knew I should have done, I could have done. There are some risks I knew I could have taken, but I didn't. And I regret it now. I don't want you to do that. I want us all to live fulfilling lives, especially as we get older. So that's all I want to say. I see that there's one comment here from PI Coach. Thank you so much. I had missed the super lady. Thank you. I appreciate that. The aim is actually to do as many of these live videos as possible. And I know I say that a lot, but I really mean it this time. I want to be as present as possible on this push factor page, and that's the plan. So This is my first live video of 2019, and here's to 365 more. And that is definitely my goal. That's my aim. So for those of you who came in and out here and there, thanks for watching, if it is, even if it was for a second. And tomorrow, let's see what I want to talk about tomorrow. Cancel. Sorry, I can't really go into, wait, hold on. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about how to crush it in 2019. So for those of us who have certain goals and certain intentions for the year, I want us to really iron it out. List those issues, list those goals, list those fears, and start moving towards the direction of our dreams. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.